Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be upcycling and DIYing around the house. We recently bought a house that has a much more rustic feel, which I like because it feels really homey. I'm excited to decorate it for the fall and winter. But today I'm doing some more rustic type DIYs. And a lot of these are things that I saved, different bottles, jars, vases, little knobs like these ones you can find at Michael's for about $3 to $5 each, or you can find these at like flea markets, secondhand shops usually have them. Some wood pieces I found in the yard. Byron was chopping up wood for the fall and winter. I'm going to make some things with that. So let's start first with the upcycled candle. I've actually shown how to make candles before on my channel, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I do have like a candle making kit and I've made several. Basically with just a double boiler and some candle wax, I melt the wax and then I add the scent. So today I'm going to be using Love Spell. That is the scent that I wore in high school from Victoria's Secret. I still really like it and it's fun because I have a pretty good amount of the scent left, so I figured I would just use it. As you can see in that jar, I'm just going to go ahead and let the wax cool down and then add that. And then I'm going to pour that into this vase, which someone actually sent me flowers in this vase and I thought it was really fun looking, very vintage looking, and I saved it and I wanted to make a candle with it. I feel like it's really unique. Nobody else has a candle that looks like this, but it kind of reminds me of something you might see at Anthropologie for way more expensive. So the vase was free, which is great, and then I've made so many candles with my candle making kit that it drops the price down significantly so you can make a bunch of candles for a very little cost. Alright, so next I'm making upcycled glass vases. I'm taking this sea glass, it's just a spray paint that you can paint onto glass jars, bottles. I'm just upcycling some old bottles, vases and jars that I considered getting rid of in the move, but I decided to keep so I can change them up. And I love it because it's matte and you can see through it and it gives it that kind of rustic feel. I'll show you, I made 3 of them and I'll show you throughout the video how I used them, but this one I just made, you know, a really pretty vase and put a flower in there. Next I'm going to be making some really easy DIY wood coasters. Now if you have wood hanging around you can cut. I actually just found this wood for a few bucks at Michael's, and then I'm taking wood stain and I'm just going to stain them. Byron's in the background gardening. But anyway, I'm going to just stain these with the wood stain. You could certainly leave them the lighter color if you preferred, but I wanted to go for that more rustic feel. So I'm going to go ahead and stain them front and back and then let it dry. And then I'm going to seal it so that you can put cups on it. Obviously, you know, you want to protect traditional wood from, you know, the condensation from your cups, but with these you seal them and then you can use them as coasters. So next, I'm going to be making a rustic necklace holder for my closet. So when I was out and about outside and Byron was chopping the wood, I found this great piece of wood, this sliver of wood that he was actually going to throw away. And when I looked at it, I saw so much potential. I imagined exactly what I ended up creating, which was a really cool and different looking necklace holder. But I knew I wanted it to be darker, so I got the wood stain specifically for this. And I'm going ahead and just painting the wood stain on there. And then I'm taking a cloth and I'm dabbing it. I'm going to let that dry, remove any like extra wood or maybe sand it down a little bit. And then I'm taking my drill, I'm going to drill a few holes equal distance apart, and then I'm going to take those really cool knobs that I showed you earlier in the video. I'm going to screw those into the holes, and then I ended up taking a Dremel, but you can use a hacksaw to make sure you don't have any extra screw hanging out the back. So you just want to make sure you can hang it clean against the wall and you don't have anything coming out the back of the wood. I liked that each knob was totally different and unique because I was going for a very vintage rustic necklace holder. Now, depending on the style of your home or your bedroom, you could go for a cleaner piece of wood, paint it white, go for kind of a shabby chic feel instead of rustic. But I also had to make sure I drilled a hook in the back because that's what I needed to actually hang it in my closet. And I put it in an area of my closet that was empty. I knew I wanted to put something there, but I wasn't sure what it was. And it went right above a great basket that I found. and I'm just hanging various necklaces, anklets, different items that I want to either display or that I reach for on a daily basis and don't want to put in my jewelry box. So I love how this turned out. It was exactly how I imagined I wanted it to be for my closet, and I feel like it makes it look like an old vintage shop. And that's really what upcycling is all about, creating something unique with something you are going to throw away. Next, I'm making a DIY bath tray. Now, unfortunately, the bath tray that I had at the previous house did not fit on this bathtub because it's kind of wide. So I made sure to measure it. Then I went to Home Depot and got a piece of wood the proper length. Luckily, it was only like $6 for the large piece. The smaller pieces are going to act as the feet, if you will, so that it doesn't shift around the bathtub. So those pieces of wood just need to be the same width as the larger piece of wood. You want to make sure it's going on the inside of the bathtub, which I will show you in a second. I did the measurements, and then I took my drill and I drilled some screws to make sure the feet go on the long piece of wood. So I did that, and then I also wanted to stain the wood itself. You could keep the wood light if you want, but I'm going to stain it dark. You can also paint it white, again, depending on your style and what you're going for. I really like this dark wood feel. So I went ahead and painted it, and then I also took just a cloth to wipe down any extra, and then I just let it dry. And then you have a really easy DIY bath tray. Now, when I was referring to the smaller pieces of wood, I went ahead and measured this as well, but you want to make sure they fit on the inside of the bathtub. As I put this down, you can see it's going to allow it to not shift. So you can just mark it with a pencil to make sure you have the right placement. And then I have that great jar that I painted the seafoam color. I put some flowers in there. I have the Upcycled candle, the Love Spell candle, a towel, and then a book I'm going to put there. I also have a pillow I got from Amazon, and then you have a really great looking bath tray that's really easy. I also have the plant and the plant holder that's from Home Depot. I had that in the last house as well, and I just moved that to this place. But I love how this looks, and it was much less expensive than buying a bath tray online or in a store, and it was pretty easy too. Next, we're making an upcycled glass bottle with a Jack Daniel's whiskey bottle, which has a universal top that you can just basically take a old soap dispenser top and you can screw it on top. So basically I just took the Jack Daniel's label off. You can use a little bit of Goo Gone, or Barkeeper's Friend will work really great for any leftover glue from the label. And you just screw the top on, put your favorite soap. It's either dish soap or hand soap. I also used the other vase and put some flowers in there, the seafoam vase, and that makes a really great soap dispenser, glass soap dispenser that was upcycled and really easy. The next thing is an upcycled paint can. Now, I used an old paint can and I decided to put a vase with some hydrangeas inside, and I have a little hanger that I'm drilling into the fireplace, and I'm going to go ahead and hang the paint can with the hydrangeas. Now, this was an area of the house I wanted to put either a picture or maybe a sconce at some point, but for right now, I didn't really know what to do with it. It had a mirror there when we first moved in, and the fireplace was a different color, so we painted that, and I think that that works really great for right now. So those are all my upcycle and DIY home decor ideas for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you try some of them out. If you do, make sure you subscribe to my channel for new videos every week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.